Mark Crossley is in Fulham's goal today with first choice Antiniemi still not fully fit, and Tony Warner taken out of the firing line after 14 goals have flown past him in the past 4 games. Wayne Bridge, as you've heard, not eligible because of his loan from Stamford Bridge, so Liam Rosenior is switched to the left and Moritz Volz gets a recall at right back. Fulham started with only one up front at Anfield, but Brian McBride is brought in today to partner Collins John, who with limited opportunities is in double figures now in the Premiership goal-scoring charts. Chelsea are dealing from a full deck apart from 2 strong cards in Arjen Robben, who is suspended, and Ida Gudjonsson, who has been ill. It is in fact the same 11 which started the win against Spurs, which means that Robert Huth is still ahead of Ricardo Carvalho. Sean Wright-Phillips still preferred to Damien Duff, and Hernan Crespo gets the nod again over Didier Drogba.
Well, last home game here, Fulham were quite poor, would be the kindest thing I could say. In fact, they were awful. Didn't defend very well, got exposed in the wide areas. I'm a little surprised at 4-4-2. I thought they might just try and block things off, but certainly if they're not going to lose, it's Malbranc on this side, and certainly Boa Morte on this side. Although, yes, the natural instinct is to go forward, but you can see from that when they do, they really have got to work back when they lose the ball and just protect Rosenior and Volks. If they don't do that, then Chelsea are strong in those areas, and that might be another key. Up top, well, they can boast 2 people who have got 19 league goals between them. Not many Premiership sides can boast 2 front men like that, and Collins John and McBride. McBride excellent in the air. He'll certainly test Terry and Huth, and Collins John around him with his pace and with his speed in behind. Well, they can be a real threat. I just wonder, have they got enough legs and stamina and energy in that central midfield area, where it's going to be a huge ask for Brown and Pembridge to compete in there. Not a lot you can say about Chelsea. Same system, same formation. Wright-Phillips gets another chance in this right-hand side. He'll be delighted with that. Joe Cole playing on the left, no real problem with that. Robert Huth, again, picked, as you say, in alongside John Terry. So, pretty much what, yeah, you have to compete, you have to mess them up. If you do, and you get lucky, it just might be your day.
Well, Fulham fans out in force, still keeping the faith. They've seen some great performances here this season, but as Andy quite rightly said, the last one was very disappointing here against Arsenal. Wayne Bridge is disappointed, not only not eligible to play today, but he actually picked up a slight strain in training on Friday, and even if the Premier League rules had allowed him to participate, he wouldn't have been fit to take part, but they hope he'll be back next weekend. And here are Fulham. They've dropped into a fight to stay in the same footballing parish as their neighbours from the same southwest London borough. 4 consecutive defeats, but to be fair, from a run of very difficult fixtures. As for Chelsea, well, Middlesbrough away, Barcelona at home, and now apparently big time at the Cheltenham Festival. They can be losers, but these footballers constitute one favourite the bookies are surely going to pay out on as far as the Barclays Premiership is concerned. Some may have paid out already.
Yeah, no surprise. By the way, they weren't the only big losers.
Some are big and losers. Well, Manchester United are doing their best to make sure that Chelsea still have to look over their shoulders in this closing stretch of the season. And funnily enough, ironically today, Manchester United's cause being supported by 2 former Fulham stalwarts in Edwin van der Sar at the back and Louis Saha, who started to score the goals for Alec Ferguson that he scored for managers here at Craven Cottage before that big money move to the northwest.
I mean, there's nothing cut and dried in this league, we know that, particularly I think when you play away from home. Yes, Chelsea on paper are the better side, yes, they have the better players, but you only have to think back to West Brom not so long ago and how hard Chelsea had to dig to actually win that game. I don't think anything comes easy.
There is a reason for this delay, and it's Mark Crossley, who hasn't played for a while and apparently has come out with the wrong top on. But at 36, I think that's a mistake that perhaps it's not so easy to forgive. He did start the game, of course, against Chelsea on Boxing Day, but he didn't finish it and went off at a crucial stage And Alan Crespo nipped in for the winner in a very good game that had 5 goals in it. Past Crossley's substitute that day, Tony Warner, the man that Crossley has replaced today. Replaced when he's ready to get out. And Mike Dean and his assistants, Andy Williams there. Steve Bennett, the 4th official, looking on, not particularly happy with the delay.
How can he have the wrong top one?
I'm being told, Andy, to answer your question, that on the team sheet it said that he was going to wear a green top, and he's come out in a black one. And of course, with the officials in black, you can understand why they've asked for the change. I just hope the green one is in the stadium. Just to remind you, Chelsea needs 16 points from 9 matches to be officially champions again, and that's if Manchester United get maximum points. Of course, they do play at Stamford Bridge United. Fulham are looking at 8 points from 8 games to ensure their survival. There he is, Mark Crossley. He's ready to go. And the officials couldn't go without him. To be a full complement of players. That's the regulations. So we are ready at Craven Cottage, where Fulham, remember, have been a tough nut to crack. Today they play host to the champions. It is Derby Day here. Fulham against Chelsea, and it's live.
Ready to go, Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Thank you, Richard. Chelsea ready to kick off.
Here we go.
History on their side, as well as this season's form. Only ever lost to Fulham in a top division game on this ground once, and that was way back in 1960. And here's Brian McBride. Up and at him was what Chris Coleman said. And they said that before the Arsenal game, to be fair, and that didn't happen. But he's certainly been positive, despite the 5-1 defeat at Anfield on Wednesday, when Fulham actually played reasonably well. They didn't play well at Everton. They didn't play well here against the Gunners. Chris Coleman has stayed upbeat. He knows he's got the support of Mohamed Al-Fayed, despite other changes going on in the executive side of the club. A couple of prominent officials have lost their jobs here since that Arsenal game.
Well, I'm just trying to work out what system they're going to play. We talked about Malbranc. We're led to believe he'd play right side, but you can see from his position there, way on the left, he's wandered. And that just means, does Collins John just fill in on the right side when they lose the ball or not? Or maybe they just feel that Gallas doesn't need occupying.
Well, they're wrong if they think that Gallas, who got the winner, of course, against Spurs in Chelsea's last game, in the last minute. And it's Malbranc at the height of that night. Andy and Pearce with no height on the free kick. Here's Liam Rossini, who had trials with Chelsea before moving to Fulham from Bristol City. Mike Dean is the referee.
You know, he's got great feet, Malbranc, doesn't he? He just almost embarrassed Frank Lampard with his swiftness and speed and thought, really. They'll need a better free kick. That was poor from Malbranc. Opening couple of minutes, chance to put some pressure on, and he scuffed it along the ground.
It caused Chelsea some problems in the air in the match at Bridge. Had a really commanding catch. Kick will have to take the gusty wind into account here, down by the River Thames. There's John Terry. Cambridge. Mike Dean has given Chelsea the free kick, and Frank Lampard, to take it, has really feasted on Fulham. He scored in the last 4 Chelsea games against today's opposition.
Well, this should trot up beside him as well here.
And John Terry put it up on the deck. He had a look at the assistant and thought that Boa Morte might have brought him down, so that wasn't spotted by the officials.
Not just sure if it's an innocent coming together here, or whether Boa Morte just steps across him here. It's a tangle of legs, but nothing more than that. Well, it does look like Malbronk's going to try and occupy Makelele's area. That means McBride and Collins will have to share the load of getting back in this near side should they lose the ball.
McBride wins the header against Gallas. Makelele. Touch from Mark Pembridge, who's come back into the scene here after being injured for most of the season. Malbronk stopping Gallas's progress that time. Crossley, as if he's still trying to get his bearings right after that delay. And he came out wearing the wrong coloured top.
It's not the kind of ball you want back to your first time of asking. It's windy, it's quite... Although the pitch is good, they're working on that little part of the pitch that they rolled the ball back into.
Joe Cole is having such a wonderful season, and the same applies to Gallas, who are one of the Chelsea unsung heroes, really. Collins John in pursuit. Headed on by Paulo Ferreira, bone in the ground. Really steepling above Crespo. Now Boa Morte. Check again, starting position.
Idea, just the delivery let them down.
Gallas. Clearly trying to stop anything coming through Claude Makelele. As you say, Andy, taking in turns to try and deal with Gallas. Maurice Volks will be hoping he gets a bit more protection than he did against Arsenal here, and he ended up having a half-time row with his centre-back and the supposed pal, Zach Knight.
I felt for him that day, I have to be honest.
Here's Malbronk, and Volks pushing up outside him, and then trying to make a run into it. It's a lovely ball. And Volks goes down.
That's a penalty for me. I have to say, that's a penalty for me, if there's any contact at all. Otherwise, why is he not booking him? John Terry's never getting the ball. He makes absolutely no contact at all with this ball as he slides it past him. Well, I tell you what, he goes to ground, John Terry. I don't see how that's not a penalty, I have to say. I think he gets away with that.
Well, it's a big decision for Mike Dean early in the game. It was definitely inside the penalty area. Here's Rossinia. McBride heads up. Touch from Collins John. Malbronk looking for a runner. Isn't too much space to drop it into.
Well, it was lovely football from Fulham nonetheless. The way they built that up. You don't see Gallas exposed like that often. He's very, very quick, William Gallas. But Volks' pace and the ball from Malbronk were just too good for him. Well, it's only not a penalty because the referee must have decided there was absolutely no contact.
McBride limping out of that contact with Makelele. It's a major talking point, there's no question early in the game. It wasn't too far away from the episode. For what it's worth, Andy, my first reaction was the same as yours. Penalty for Fulham against John Terry. But Mike Dean who makes the decisions.
Well, he got away with it, I think. You can see Mike Dean, as it goes there and the ball's gone past him. I just don't see how that is not a penalty, Martin. I have to say, from where he's looking as well. Ball goes in, he takes absolute stick on. I'm sorry.
That was a good challenge, a typical challenge by McBride. He's recently pledged himself to another season here in southwest London with Fulham. Fulham would have been disappointed with Portsmouth's win yesterday, but they had some better results from their point of view with defeats for Birmingham and West Brom, and indeed Aston Villa. Portsmouth, where Fulham go next week. Mike Phillips.
Furious as well. Behind the goal, all the fans are up, convinced it was a goal kick. As was Rosinha. Linesman's looking right at this. Puts his foot in the... I think that's guesswork from the linesman, if you want me to be honest. That's what he fancies.
John Terry going for the header. Ian Pearce run it well, and Joe Cole, who can be a real magician when it comes to striking a dropping ball. Just couldn't get that one to drop onto the target once it left his right foot.
Decent hit.
More play cam available for you if you're a Sky Digital viewer, as usual, of course. Collins John, certainly deserving of the accolade, really, in the early minutes, the way he's been knocking in the goals. He's regarded by Fulham as pure and simple as a goal scorer. They'd like to get a bit more work out of him, I think. But you can teach that and encourage that.
Absolutely, yes.
The knack in front of goal might be a bit more God-given. Certainly Crossbow has it. He's got an away winning goal for Chelsea against Fulham on his record. It wasn't on this ground. It was when Fulham were sharing with Loftus Road with Queen's Park Rangers. And goes Pembridge. And back to check from Makalele.
There's good urgency about the start of this game around Fulham. Tempo of their game's good. They're trying to close down when they don't have the ball, trying to work it quickly when they do have it.
Pearce, who started his career with Chelsea. And a long career it's been. He's played in every one of the Premiership seasons, Ian Pearce. Which you can't say about too many players. The Shearers and the Giggs. Terry. Joe Cole trying to take votes on the outside. He's got his cross in. Really capable touch by Zach Knight. He got a couple of England caps last year. Michael Brown, who came here from Tottenham. He's making his home debut for Fulham, actually. It's been one of the bits and pieces start to his latest club. He's only played away at Manchester United and at Liverpool. I'm not sure that it gets any easier with any Premiership game, but certainly two standout fixtures for his first two Fulham appearances.
And then home against the champions.
Yeah. These are the games you dream about playing in, I guess. As a young footballer, you've been there, done it. Although the younger viewers are struggling to remember.
Struggling myself.
Here's Rosinha, one of the younger players on view. McBride. And Makalele, but he's got Malbranque to contend with. Haven't seen much of Essien either yet for Chelsea. We haven't seen too much of Chelsea, really. Kind of lived up a little bit better to their pretty much wishes to give the game a quick start, not let Chelsea settle.
Well, it's important for the two central midfield players. You talked about Brown and Pembridge. You talked about not seeing Essien, not seeing much of Frank Lampard high up the pitch yet. But that's the way it's got to stay for Fulham, you feel.
It's a good advantage played by Mike Dean. Crispo gets a cross in again. Knight been working on Zach Knight, the Fulham coaching staff, to try and get him to simplify his game, and just headed away and booted away. It's quite a cultured touch to his passing when given time, but occasionally that needs to bring a little bit too casual.
Yeah, it wouldn't do any harm in watching a couple of tapes of the guy at the other end of the pitch. The Chelsea skipper, he pretty much shows you how to play centre back, I feel, in the modern game. Certainly can pass it, but no nonsense. If it has to be dealt with, it's dealt with.
But he has got away with one today, the Chelsea skipper, it seems. is Essien. He's got his first Chelsea goal last weekend against Tottenham. And I don't think there's any doubt about that being a corner. And Wright Phillips involved.
Well, they know they've got three big headers to deal with here. You feel Gallus, Terry and Hoos. Crespo goes on the goalkeeper, so you don't have to worry about him. So important that the three of them marked up, the discipline's there, the concentration's there, contest the first ball in.
He went to the near post. Joe Cole with another ball to strike from outside the penalty area, hooked back by Terry, sweetly away by McBride. John pushed by Ferreira. Fulham have the advantage of having possession. They would like to set it down for a free kick and get more players forward.
They would have done, Martin, because they were coming out of defending, and Malbranque had absolutely no one in front of him to play the ball to.
No, he was lucky, really, the referee, that Malbranque wasn't closed down by Chelsea in that part of the pitch. Here's Steve Malbranque again, linking up with Pembridge. That's the problem Fulham have when he looks right. If he's not there. Has come forward once to potentially devastating effect. He tried to fire it into the feet of Ryan McBride then. Which judges the header well. Pembridge. John trying to get the drop on Paulo Ferreira, and they needed help to come in Chelsea then. The ball for Belmonte. McBride immediately looking for a deep cross, and Collins John goes in.
Well, unlucky. He came from deep, and that's what gave Booth and Terry the problem. They were maybe just a little too deep from a ball from this sort of distance out. They got way back in, almost on the penalty spot. I think it's probably a little too deep, dealing with a cross from way out. We haven't started Chelsea, I don't think. Not quite into the rhythm yet.
There's Makalele, snatching it on to Cole. Lampard. Essien. Had a look right. Chelsea can work it there to Paulo Ferreira, and they do. Wright Phillips. Pierce drawn out of the middle. Ferreira gets the cross in. Crossley can claim it. It's fair to say that Mark Crossley is playing for his future as well. Antiniemi is here. Tony Warner's a decent season. His first in the Premiership. Finally getting a Liverpool reserve many years ago to playing in the big league.
Well, we often don't talk about conditions, do we? About what the wind's doing, what the weather's doing, because the grounds are also enclosed. This is different. There's quite a stiff wind out there, and the pitch is fairly bumpy. It's getting a bit bumpy.
Belmonte, Malbranque. And it runs for Luis Belmonte! And Fulham lead Chelsea.
John Terry wants offside. He's racing down to the lines when they're asking the question. Belmonte it must be, but I'm not so sure. But I just wonder, does Paulo Ferreira win this ball? And does he smash it off Belmonte's leg without him knowing an awful lot about it? Certainly both go for it together. But John Terry's saying, is he offside, Belmonte, when he scuffs this shot, Malbranque? No, he's not. It's the question, the answer to that. And then Ferreira does smash it against his leg. I mean, when you need a bit of luck, they didn't get it with the penalty decision, but I think they get it here. Luis Belmonte sticks out his leg, and well, Ferreira just clubs it against him.
And that's his first goal in 15 games, Luis Belmonte. But it's a big one against the biggest of opponents. And fighting Fulham. And I'm out quickly out of the traps here and playing well. They've scored when they've been playing well. And the defending champions. The champions in waiting again, maybe. But they're trailing at Craven Cottage, and Sean Wright Phillips isn't going to help that be addressed in terms of setting up an equaliser.
Well, it's a reward for a hugely positive start, you have to say that. And it's given the Chelsea manager food for thought. First goal so important for teams when you play against the best. The Chelsea's, the Manchester United's, the Arsenal's, the Liverpool's. You need to score first.
Well, Chelsea are down by a Riverside again. Remember what happened at Middlesbrough?
A tenuous link, son, but I'll give you it.
Here's McBride. Might be a tenuous lead for Fulham. It's come early. Plenty of a chance for Chelsea recovery.
You can see how difficult it is at times with the ball. It's hopping about the pitch. We talked about how good it was, and yes, it is a good pitch. But with the wind conditions and cutting up just slightly, and it only needs to do that slightly. The ball's going to be hopping and bobbling about. In fact, it helped the goal. Malbranc scuffed shot. Poor control and scuffed shot on the edge of the box.
He's normally got such good feet. When the ball first came to me, thought he'll take a touch and whip the right footer in.
You see the other miscontrol from Messi in there.
Here goes Collins John, and Huth committed himself, but Essien showed great responsibility. Actually, John just could have been a handful of the Chelsea player.
He did well, Essien. He knew his was a mistake. Like all good players, when they make a mistake, they don't just stand around, put their hands on their head. He got straight back in there.
Volts. Lampard takes it down. It's Brown who comes out to try and close Gallas down this time. Into Lampard's feet. Back to Willie Gallas again. Lampard, I suppose, on the move. And Pearce just falling well behind Knight, who was actually, despite his height, taken out by the precision of the original ball.
Good call. You talk about communication. And there's no doubt Knight would have gone for this unless he got a shout from Pearce.
Ian Pearce is in his 30s now. Maybe not the most mobile of Premiership centre-backs, but he is a very good organiser. Has a good sixth sense about positional play. Oh yeah, they've now got a lead to help defend. Here's Lampard. Essien. It's over Rossini's head. It's a brilliant ball. Right, Phillips. But Crespo, as you have to do if you're the one man in there really to go to the front post. There's no one coming in behind. Lovely work by Lampard. Tackled by Brown. He's not 100% fit. But Fulham need him. They need the fighting players. On from Pembridge, Morte, who just sticks out a leg.
He was unlucky. I know what he's trying to do. There was another ball to Malbranc, who was even wider on the right, in behind Gallas. Talaz in the studio were talking about the pitch being nice and it would suit Chelsea. I think what we tend to forget at times that Fulham do like passing the ball about. They're not a team that just plodge it forward. If they can get it down and pass it, they've got footballers in there. They like the ball, like to use it, like to manoeuvre it.
Volts. John got past Makelele, but Terry is there. Lampard looking to get Wright Phillips into the game again. It's going to be a good contest this between Wright Phillips and Rossinia. There's Fulham's way this time, despite the suspicion that there should have been a free kick to Chelsea.
Might have had a case, Sean Wright Phillips. And look where Rossinia's turned up, having won the ball.
Ferreira not being given an easy ride to let it run out. It's gone out in the end.
I just think that Fulham, having taken the lead, have just got to be careful they don't get wrapped in all this. Warm up early. Chelsea players. That's just a precaution, because I did notice pre-match, I said to you that only Damien Duff of all the subs was actually out here on a cold day warming up, which rather surprised me. But the tracksuit bottoms are off.
And if they can borrow the Fulham exercise bikes that home players use. Malbranc. Giving Makelele another problem is leadership from Terry, but he's now caught upfield. That's the way it's been for Chelsea, really. The first half of the first half.
change is made. Change is about to be made. I can't think of anyone who's injured. You?
No.
Doesn't mess about, does he?
Well, they're used to things happening at half-time, but halfway through the first half.
Well, as I said to you, I don't think Chelsea have started today. They might well be 2 down had a penalty been given. What I was thinking, just saying earlier, Marcus, I think it's important for Fulham having taken the lead that they don't get involved in a wide-open game too early. And a couple of times Sean Wright-Phillips has had a 1-to-1 with Rossinha, hasn't made the most of it.
Well, one assumes that Crespo will be replaced by Drogba, but
Maybe he'll go 2 up top.
maybe, yeah. Wright-Phillips has had 1 or 2 moments, he's forced a couple of corners. Joe Cole's had a couple of shots. Maybe just getting those substitutes up to inspire those who started the game. For Joe Cole here. Volts up to McBride. His take was a good one. Skill and strength. And Volts dispossessed by Terry.
They've just got to be careful when they lose it like that and they've committed men forward. Chelsea have got too many good players in the top third.
Terry and Huth go forward, and Lampard is waiting for them. Brown is going to try and get into Lampard's face. And it goes.
And needs a shout. Needs a shout.
Bride couldn't get it. There's another dead ball for Lampard to deliver.
Well, they're going to make the substitutes before the corner. That's an interesting one. Joe Cole.
He's had to deal with some indignities of being substituted in the past.
Well, there's 2 up top.
Shared with Sean Wright-Phillips. Well, when you are the special one, you can come up with special methods, I guess. I can't recall 2 tactical changes being made so early in a game, but they can't moment because in goes Terry. It's a goal kick. Andy Gray.
Well, he doesn't mess about. I think he's been bitterly upset with the way his team have started. I've said all along, they haven't got started. They're 1 down to this goal. All right, they get a little bit of luck here. Milbrandt wants to shoot, but it gets tied up in his feet. This is not offside. Or certainly the goal scorer isn't. As this ball's played in, and then Ferreira gets a little unlucky. He goes to clear it. And then it just sticks his leg out and it goes. That's a little bit of luck they've had, but they've been well worth the lead, I have to be honest.
And by Chelsea standards, being a goal down is a drastic time, so drastic remedies.
Well, I have to be honest, Mark. I mean, I don't think that there's any reason to panic just now. That would have been what I would have thought. And there's nothing to suggest that the 11 that he started with wouldn't have gotten themselves back into this game and won it.
That's what most managers would have given a bit more time, wouldn't they? And you've taken the risk, 2 of your 3 substitutes being used, injuries, a lot of time for those to occur. There's never a dull moment with Jose Mourinho around.
Looks like Essien's just going to play a little wider maybe then.
Misplacing passes, maybe there'll be another one on before half-time.
No, I don't think he'll do that, will he? Remember Newcastle United, was it?
It was in the FA Cup.
Committed 3 at half-time and Wayne Bridge
broke his ankle, didn't he? Yeah. Gallas, here's Terry. Lampard. Oh, Ferreira. Whips him across. Pierce gets to it. Malbranc just squeezes the pass to Morte.
Don't get that much time.
Ooh. That's a haymaker from Huth.
Well, the ref's got his yellow card out extremely quickly, and I know it is a big clash, but in fairness to Robert Huth, the ball's there to be gone for, because this ball gets away from him here. So as a centre-back, he's entitled to go for that. Yes, he's a fraction late, but he's only fraction. And I think both coming in at the angle they were at, the clash was inevitable.
Robert Huth, incidentally, and is still waiting to find out whether he's going to be allowed to join the German squad for a match we're showing on Sky Sports. Germany against the USA. A lot of news about Jurgen Klinsmann. And Chelsea will make a decision after this game, bearing in mind they play on Wednesday in the FA Cup quarter-final against Newcastle. And Huth himself told me that he'll know which match he's going to be involved in at about 6:30 tonight. Against the USA, but neither McBride nor Bocanegra, who's an American player, of course, here at Fulham, involved from the USA point of view. Michael Brown's had a little flick out at Frank Lampard then.
A little tangle, would have been a free kick to Chelsea, but there's still a possession of the ball.
Duff. Lampard. Crespo trying to get it back to the midfield man. So Fulham haven't changed the Malbranc role with Makelele, have they?
No, they've tried to get him to occupy him. And when you look at the two front men, McBride and Collins John. Collins John's way out there with Ferrara. McBride's down this side below us with Gallus. Terry and Huth really out of anybody. Morty sort of floating. What that gives them is if they can keep them out, if they can win the ball, they can break then with Malbranc and Morty in particular.
Drogba, Lampard, Pierce and Knight have got a man apiece to deal with. Play on again, Mike Dean giving the game every chance to flow. He'll cut it out well. It's an important interception as McBride tried to find John.
That's where the threat lies when they win the ball back, is breaking like that.
Huth ran it along the groove of the line itself, I think. It stayed in. Pembridge. The senior can't get his cross in when maybe he should have done. Ferreira picks out Drogba.
Big gap.
Duff. Crespo just coming from the left-hand side. Lampard coming from midfield. Duff going alone. Crossley turns it aside. Lampard still there for the pickings if there are any. And Chelsea are lining it up here. It's Duff. And he's found Lampard, and he wasn't trying to do anything more than find the back of the net. Lampard.
Crespo in the end. Well, he's not going to make a better save all day, I don't think. This is when they get exposed. I told you about opening the game up. Now look how many white shirts on the other side of the pitch. And that's just too much time for someone like Damien Duff, who runs at people brilliantly. Now, he will not make a better save than that all day, Mark Crossley. That's in. And it's a brilliant save from the keeper. And then they've got a bit of luck after that. A couple of little ricochets that could have gone either way. Maybe his save deserved that.
Well, it's a gripping game because Jose Mourinho's clearly sent Damien Duff on to challenge the Fulham backline with the ball with his running skills. And there's a good point made by Jamie Redknapp before the game about Bouba Diop's absence. He's the player that really is the heartbeat of Fulham so often in the middle of midfield, such a massive man and very effective player in this league. He's still injured. Gallas, Crespo, now Duff. Gallas again, Chelsea trail at Craven Cottage.
Well, they could change the play if they want.
Duff to Ferreira, Drogba, Makelele without Malbranc for company this time. Lampard, Cambridge always been a real biter for the ball in the tackle. It's a push by Gallas on Brian McBride, who got his body in front. He knows that the chances are that there is some contact, and that will be the outcome, and Fulham can shape up again.
Well, possession pretty much in Chelsea's favour, and I think that's a lot of that will have been since the goal, because I did think up till then that Chris Coleman's side had set them out right. They started really well. Now they have the lead. That's now giving him a problem, and I mean that because he doesn't quite sure what to do. Go for it again, risk it, get caught like Duff.
Defeat by Arsenal was their first in 10 games on this ground, and most of those 10 games were won.
Fantastic. I mean, 9 wins out of the 14 that they've played here.
Absolutely.
It's a great record, Martin.
And what they have done this season, Fulham, they've changed the approach. They've had some away defeats, and of course they're desperately disappointed with their lack of productivity away from home. In every game, pretty much, they've given themselves a chance and have played more adventurous football. They've changed the whole pre-season to try and give the players greater Premiership strengths, the physical side of the game, so that they would be in more games for longer.
Yeah, control it though there. That will let them down. Volks and Brown just losing a little bit of composure there. Damien Duff's not going anywhere.
And Chelsea aren't going anywhere for the moment because the free kick was taken with a moving ball.
Look at Essien.
Duff. Played the ball. Fulham can break here. Colin John wants it early. He wants it a bit stronger. He had a hand off into his face there.
You're going to get that. Playing what he's playing against uncompromising teams. Against a team who wants to be champions again.
And he's through this time. And Collins John, carried by Cech. What a good save that was in the circumstances. Even if Chelsea were leading the game, it was an excellent piece of goalkeeping, but to stop them going 2 behind, and the striker who's been in full then.
Well, we're not going to know for another 55 minutes just how important the moment was in the match, but that's why they bought this goalkeeper, to make saves like this. He's borderline, but John Terry's just a little slow in getting out here, and that's why he's still onside. He's opted for power. I think he's wrong, because when the ball's bouncing like that, just slip your foot under it, lift it over him. He's 17 yards off his line. A lot of room for error there, but he chose the wrong option. Although, take that away from Cech, top save.
Essien, Crespo. Trying to put up the barricades in midfield to protect the back four. Football on Monday night. Southampton against Watford from the Championship. Sky Sports 1, 7:30. And on Tuesday, from the quarter-final of the FA Cup, Birmingham against Liverpool. Liverpool have had an excellent win today up at Newcastle, but in action just over 48 hours later. And again, you can see how they get on Sky Sports 1.
I'd like to actually tell you what system Fulham are playing, but from what I can see, they've got a goalie, a back four, and 6 other players. Because at times it's been a bit like that for them.
Producing the effort that Chris Coleman's been calling for on a day when Chelsea, and the 2 in particular, haven't produced what Jose Mourinho wanted, and they're off. Shaun Wright-Phillips and Joe Cole. Chelsea free kicks, and Fulham have tried to stop a change in the tide here down by the Thames.
Well, it's clever from Drogba in the respect that he pulled onto Rossinha, because he'd have fancied his chances of winning it. But what you've got now, you've got 2 front men, Drogba and Crespo. How many times have they played together? How many times have they probably worked together in a situation like this, match situation? I don't think very many. We talked about in the studio earlier about the importance of front men knowing what each other does and their strengths and weaknesses. Good pressure from Makalele.
That's one thing in passing, and Chelsea haven't kept a clean sheet this year away from home. Conceded again. The rivals will be noting that vulnerability. You do find in football, I guess, as in life, getting to the top is hard enough, but staying there is much more difficult. Everyone wants to beat you. Fulham at the moment are beating their South West London rivals. We're seeing now on Drogba.
You know, if you're honest, Chelsea tough on the left, two front men, and then the rest are just playing as well.
Well, I was going to say, you tell me their system.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Certainly have no one on the right side. They seem reluctant to go out there. These are important now. Drogba on, he's another threat. Now there are four big headers that are going to congregate on the edge of the box. You see them coming together there.
Three of them defenders, but defenders with the goal power.
You see you've got Rosinha on Drogba now, so you've got a major problem there.
Here's Essien. Terry can tee it up for Duff. Can't get past Knight. One from the throw, and even the throws are getting cheered by the Fulham fans, who are a philosophical bunch. And we've come here expecting it to be a sticky Sunday against the team with all the money, and the man who's put the money in is here, Roman Abramovich. Not many people who make Mohamed Al Fayed look like paupers, but I guess Chelsea come from the richer part of this borough.
Good idea from McBride, but they had to clear Makalele.
Lampard's ball. He had a look across at the assistant as he played it, Frank Lampard, to check that Drogba was okay. There's no flag.
And you just want to give this, if you're Chelsea, a little bit of thought. You must know you've got McBride, Knight, Pearce. That's it, I think, as far as height is in there. So you must think someone has got to fancy the chances here.
We're seeing it again, sticking with Drogba. Didn't move at all, to be fair. It was an easy job to stick with him.
And McBride's down injured. Now will the ball go out?
McBride has got up and pushed out. Chelsea have been in this situation plenty of times since they went behind. Gallas.
And again, Drogba's on Rosinha. Again, they look for him.
Rosinha doesn't get there. He's got to play like a winger, and he's doing that. Rosinha said, "You're not going to embarrass me."
Well, he must be just trying to get on the post and think, "Can someone else take Drogba, will he?" But he's got a job to do. He's obviously been told you've got to do it. He obviously can spring the lad. I'm not saying he can't head the ball, but certainly if I was like that, not at all.
John Terry just telling him, coming from behind. Knight had hooped in an even contest.
Well, maybe that's something that they'll notice at half-time. They'll have a little chat about the dressing room. And just run all the big boys away and leave Drogba 1-for-1 at the corner or a free kick.
Knight makes it his again. Here's Essien. Now Ferreira.
There's a big couple of minutes in this game. The pressure's mounting. Flag's gone up. That's relieved it hugely.
Well, the prevailing mood in the stadium is anxiety, isn't it?
Yeah, at half-time. They can see it back then. This is a poor decision. No one's offside. You can see right in the middle of the picture, just coming out the D there. But they'll take it, Fulham. 2 minutes away from a little rest and a little get-together. And a little manager to have a little word, reaffirm what they're doing, change a couple little things if he feels he needs to.
McBride. By Morte, and it falls for Collins John. This time it's Hutu. Prevents Petr Cech being called into action again.
That was a lovely block. I just wonder if he could have shifted it. You know, as he goes to hit it, Hoof reads the shot, immediately goes to ground almost. I just wonder if he could have just dragged it on his left side and then hit. Bronk, what a terrific cross.
Backpedaling. John is coming in, having a good look at it from beyond the far post.
Well, this is better. They've absorbed that bit of pressure at the other end. That offside, relieved it. They've had the ball up here now. And they'll take that, they won't be in any hurry.
Morte, led by Makalele, the reluctant Essien on the right.
See, I just think if you're going to change it, you know what I mean, and take players off and keep some sort of system, I don't see Essien right-side-ish as a solution to that. I want to take off a natural. I mean, I want to take off Cole, who's been in great form all season, and he's played on that right-hand side. Just...
Well, why take two off? Well, you could make the point with one, but anyway, Jose Mourinho will be judged when we get to the final whistle, not the half-time whistle.
Absolutely.
But he's put his head on the block, I would say, for this particular afternoon anyway. Fulham fans rekindling their belief, encouraging Lemrosenia here. Smiles, maybe some of disbelief. But
3 minutes, Martin, it's going to be.
It's a long way to half-time, really, in the circumstances. Still a chance for Chelsea not to go in trailing. But Fulham work the line.
That's good. Yeah, walk the corner. Make Chelsea earn the ball, going up the other end.
Makalele is able to wedge it out. Wesley has made that superb save from Duff.
Yeah, they're one each on that, the goalkeepers, aren't they? An equally good save from Czech at the other end, from Collins-John.
Chelsea still trying to make it one each on the scoreline with Lampard and Drogba and Duff, the two substitutes involved in this move, and it just sat up, to be fair to Damien Duff. It has been a dry winter in London. And the pitch looks looking a little bit better than it's playing.
With a couple of great saves, average amount of attempts, you'd say. One of those for Fulham has been a real big one.
There's a few incidents to look at half-time. I'm sure we'll have another view from our studio guests on the penalty, which wasn't given, and the goal which came about in slightly odd circumstances. After that, it has been the goalkeepers. Then, of course, there's the Mourinho tactical switches coming up during half-time, which is a minute or so away. And what sort of warm-up did Didier Drogba get? Having not come out, it seemed, when the teams were out here on the pitch at around 3:30.
As you see, maybe they did borrow some bikes, inside some static bikes to work the legs.
Questions to Jay Mourinho, Esquire, Stamford Bridge. Anyway, it's a...
Now, Makalele is going to get talked to, and I tell you why, Martin, it's that old habit I hate, and a lot of people who are in the game hate. As soon as that was a little challenge here, do you know what he immediately did? The imitation card, the invisible card. For what? What was it? Nothing challenge. The Mike Danger saying, no, none of it. No. He's quite right.
They've all been banging on at the referees to try and get permission and mandate to reply with a card of their own, but Drogba heads on, Mike heads away.
What is he doing, McBride? Where's that header going from him?
Bronk with his roving commission. McBride here to Brown. And Rossini. Obviously, understandably not really wanting to kick it first time, but they got to half-time, the lead's still intact. Jose Mourinho has already made an amazing move, really, bringing on 2 first-half substitutes for tactical reasons. Halfway through that first half, after Collins John had threatened and Luis Boamorte had scored, and Fulham had come out with plenty of fighting spirit here. Paulo Ferreira playing it off the Fulham captain. And is it a lead that Fulham can hold on to? Chris Coleman has his half-time talk to compose, and we'll hear from Richard and his guests at half-time. It is 1-0 to Fulham.
Good half. Absolutely at it again. Chelsea are back. Fulham are making them wait. It's an anxious 45 minutes ahead for Chris Coleman. Sky Digital viewers, if you wish to go interactive, push the red button on the remote control, follow the instructions. Amongst the facilities there, player cam, and we are following Hernan Crespo, as you saw at the start of this second half. To get confirmation of that substitution, Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Thanks, Richard. I think Chris Coleman got confirmation of it from Dave Besant, who, of course, is on the Fulham coaching staff, a former Chelsea goalkeeper. He's letting Ian Pearce know, and Liam Rossinier.
Oh, that's smart.
But Andy Gray, what is going on here?
I've no idea. I mean, it can't be tactical.
Well, we're being told it is.
It is?
Yeah.
Really? Pass. I think I might hand you the baton for a change and let you go on.
Well, Fulham are ready to go on, and that means,
I'll tell you what
spell it out for you.
You know why it's probably tactical? They'll go 3 at the back with Gallis, Terry and Carvalho. They'll push Ferrara right side, Duff on the left. The 3 will stay central, and Essien will be alongside them and 2 up. So that's why.
So it's a third go with a third different substitute, and there's no more margins for Mourinho in terms of personnel. In terms of the scoreline, the margin is with Fulham at the start of the second half. Chelsea are pretty used to beating their local rivals. They did a double over them 2 years ago, a treble against them last season when they won here 4-1 in the league and 2-1 on their way to lifting the Carling Cup.
Well, it's tantamount to an admission that he got the substitutions wrong. Well, I guess he wouldn't admit it, because obviously he was as hugely concerned with the lack of width from the right-hand side.
Well, I'm glad he's speaking to us again, because I can't wait for the after-match interview. Here's for Boamorte, a compatriot of Jose Mourinho in terms of nationality. He's trailing to a goal from a fellow man from Portugal. Collins John is the injured Fulham player. Possibly be encouraged to put the ball out. Knight back to Crossley, and he can throw it out.
To be fair to Chelsea, I don't think anyone saw Collins John marking it, and the ball had travelled from that corner very quickly. I guess the last thing you do when you're on the attack is look back and see what's going on. Just a block tackle, it looked like here coming up. He goes to try and cross, that's exactly what it was. It might be painful, that might be the old metatarsal area, I guess, on the ankle. Run a bit there.
Heider Helgason, who has had a good run in the team, is on the bench. One of the reasons is that Collins John's been in good form, but Helgason himself isn't 100%. He's nursing a knee problem. But he'd be a useful replacement. He scored against Chelsea on Boxing Day, when the Chris Coleman's team certainly gave Mourinho's men plenty of problems then.
You just think at some time in the second half that Chelsea are going to fashion a chance for themselves. That's another way of giving you the ball back here.
Yeah.
That's not quite in keeping with the sportsman way. The goalkeeper threw it out. I just thought they should throw it back to the goalkeeper.
There's one sort of etiquette when you're winning and one sort when you're losing, I think.
that you just think that at some time in the second half that Mark Crossley might have to make another save. And you just wonder, is one enough if Fulham want to actually win this game?
There's Brown. Against Essien. They can cross now. Crespo and Drogba and Paulo Ferreira are in the middle. And Boa Morte's got some room to move into. A fine ball to Malbronc. And Gallas there to help out Makalele.
Makalele did his bit in holding him up. Gallas did the rest, just mopped it up.
Knight. John incidentally is back on. Just dropped a little deeper on John Terry than he expected. And you mentioned that gusting wind. Here's Rossignol.
Nice ball.
Into McBride. Oh, he can have a shot. Oh, he was lining up the shot till Essien stepped in.
That's very un-Terry-like. I have to be honest, as that ball was chipped up from Rossignol, you'd normally expect John Terry to be there, but they step off, they allow it to turn, take 2 or 3 touches. Free kick in a dangerous area. Now Gallas is going on the line. I thought it would be stick 2 or 3 in front of Czech and get it in his eye line.
So there's 2 or 3 around the ball at the moment.
I know.
Now
I just can't believe no one's seeing this. And they're standing away out the edge of the area. I really can't. Well, Rossignol's now.
But he's had a message from the bench.
Well, Chris Coleman's told him. That's why he can see it. Get in there. 2 or 3 of them. Now it forces Gallas out.
Yeah.
Now he has to come back out now.
Pembridge! Oh! Grazed the post.
Oh, it was comedy of it, wasn't it? Come on, Sean McNabb, look at him. He can't do that. But he gets out the way. So he's probably attracted so much attention from the goalkeeper. And how close is that?
Bit of Welsh whip on it from Mark Pembridge.
Didn't need much more.
Drogba. Emphatic header on. Pearce read it well. John. Brown, that was maybe not the best option. Essien, cut out by Rossignol. Now Malbronc. Paulo Ferreira has got a chance to go forward in this system. Pulls Crespo at the near post, and that's Zach Knight's long stride taking him across the ground to get there first. And a long leg, put it behind for the corner.
Well, they switched to Rossignol, it looks like. He's certainly not in Drogba anymore. They've had a little word, obviously.
There's no one on Drogba. Absolutely no one. He knocks it down. Comes back to Lampard. Fulham still defending very deep. Headed out by Knight. Essien to Duff. Chelsea's so unused to coming out for the second half, a goal down.
I've actually gone the other way with that. I have to say, I thought Gallas just used his body, keep Brown away from the ball.
But every time a Chelsea player goes down injured in the second half, you wonder whether they're going to have to approach this task with the 10 men. I don't think it's too serious for Gallas, who just occasionally does make a bit of a drama out of a knock, but invariably carries on. Now Gallas joins those in the middle. Lampard puts it in low, but can't get it past Boa Morte. Pembridge, quick-footed football from Fulham. Malbronc. If they can get enough of the ball, Fulham, you do feel that this constantly changing Chelsea can be punished again. Rossignol. Pembridge just slowing it down. Rossignol trying to deliver across. Malbronc steps over it. And Lampard there before Michael Brown. I think it was a genuine attempt from the Fulham man to get the ball, but Mike Dean is saying he was late.
I think it's a bit like the first half. I think that the ball's there to be gone for you. If he didn't go for that, then you can guarantee that Chris Coleman would be furious. I sometimes think referees just don't give players Maybe he's had 2 or 3 fouls and he feels that that's one too many. Might be that. But the ball's bouncing up there, and I mean, how close is he? I mean,
He's looking at the ball, Michael Brown, isn't he? Anyway, he's cautioned. They've been leading since 17 minutes into the match. And Drogba came across that night. Brown. 1-2 off Makalele. Senior can't keep it in it. These are tricky conditions. I'm sure the older players, ex-players watching you say, well, hang on, it's nothing like the difficulties.
nothing like
This stage in the season. It was either mud baths or bare patches all over the place in their day. Can only judge it by a particular time. And Volts hoping that Pearce responded and that Ian Pearce didn't fail him. He's indicating that it's a throw, but the referee I think has agreed with him.
Yeah, we had a good angle on that where we were sitting right along opposite the halfway line. That was a throw-in, all right.
Lampard. Chelsea in a hurry here. Defending from near the front. Ricardo Carvalho, who hasn't played in the Premiership since the debacle at Middlesbrough, and just ran off Drogba's back, and he got it back. And Fulham have actually conceded half a dozen own goals this season, including one on Wednesday at Anfield.
And I'll tell you what, they're brilliantly to get this. And that night almost taken by surprise, and he does ever so well to deal with it in the end. He doesn't expect this to be coming across.
One of those 6 own goals is against him, here against Blackburn Rovers. 10 minutes into the second half. Damien Duff lining up a corner. Pearce in front of Terry. It's McBride heading away. A huge prize here for Fulham. There's such a contribution to their survival fund. Who they beat at this stage, but of course it's an extra feather in the cap if it is Chelsea, and not just because it's a local derby. Malbrook, Pembridge, good football from Fulham. This is Brian McBride. Pembridge again. Brown, encouraged to go to the right where Volts is waiting. Damien Duff has to be the first line of Chelsea defence.
I mean, this is very important. We talk about surviving, but if they're going to survive, then they need some of the game themselves to be played in this area of the pitch. They end up back defending their 18-yard box for the next, 34 minutes or so. It's a tough ask.
The teams that have won a championship do not give in lightly. Carvalho was late, and again, at least Mike Dean's been consistent.
Yeah, he has been consistent. You can't ask for any more than that against from a referee.
Oh, now Makalele has stopped Michael Brown taking a quick free kick.
I think Mike Dean was just saying I hadn't written the number down or the name, so
He wasn't looking for further controversy, was he? But Makalele was on another day, might have got himself a yellow card for that. Boamorte takes. Drogba coming back, headed away well.
I'm really surprised that Zach Knight didn't go for that. Well, that's not a Chelsea throw.
Mike Dean's overruled his assistant. And you're not going to overrule him now because he's given an offside. But Chris Coleman entitled to ask the question, I think, because it was about who had the last touch and whether the ball was over the line or not.
Well, they're both going together. It was Fulham's ball. The linesman could see that, the angle. Look, he's looking right along the line.
Ball. But anyway, no harm done. Oh, here comes Crossley at the gallop. He's stranded. Drogba will score. Drogba will equalise for Chelsea.
They want handball, Martin. The big question, does Drogba arm it? Does he arm it away from the goalkeeper? Mark Crossley's decision.
Well, the referee now is listening to these Fulham complaints, but I'm not sure how much the assistant can see.
No, you can't ask the assistant.
He's given the goal.
You can't ask the assistant. I don't think you can see it. He's this side the line, but had he been the other side, yes, he would have an idea. He can't see it. I'm telling you now. If Mike Dean hasn't seen it, I mean, I don't know. You and I couldn't see it. Drogba got his back to us. That's what we'd have to say.
Paul Norman is the assistant.
Do you know, it all goes back to that throw-in as well, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
I mean, that's what... I mean, little things that have gone against Fulham. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Now, let me tell you, he may be right, Martin. But, oh, wow.
Well, we have, of course, the advantage over everybody, and you have at home, because we can now show you what happened.
That's handball. Yes, it is. But you tell me if that official could see that. Absolutely not, in my opinion.
What an amazing afternoon this is turning out to be.
He can't see that. He cannot see it.
Well, almost as if it's been the weight of the protest.
Watch this, Martin. Now, how can you see that?
No.
Can you?
No.
Absolutely no chance. Now, we can see from the angles we can bring you all day long that Drogba handled it deliberately away from Zach Knight and the goalkeeper. But that linesman, if he's made the decision, cannot.
X-ray eyes.
Well, I guess Fulham will say justice is done.
Well, a very big decision went against Fulham right at the start. Now a ball's been thrown away here. Fulham should have had a penalty. Chelsea shouldn't have had an equaliser. They haven't got an equaliser yet. But how the officials managed to chalk it off, I think from the paranormal. Anyway, Drogba properly punished. Here comes Boamorte! And checkmate light of that save.
Well, I would suggest don't go for a cup of tea, anyone. Not unless you've got a kettle in front of the telly. Every decision now will be contested. Everyone.
Terry saying chase that. Here's Sapala Ferreira waiting for it to drop. Pembridge wasn't giving him the time. It's a good throw by Essien. Away by Ian Pearce. Header by Carvalho, collected by Malbrook. Shots on, that's not a very good one. Well, the Chelsea players know their horse racing. They've all been to Cheltenham this week. They probably know about Devon Lock and the most famous collapse drops in sporting history. It couldn't happen in the Premiership this season, could it?
It could. I think we would all be very, very surprised.
They haven't even lost this game yet.
Well, where they've got to be careful. They'll let Chelsea surround them all now. I want a card out. Let's get on with it. Yeah, he pulled your jumper. We know that.
When you are at the top and setting the standards, you can expect your behaviour to be under scrutiny. It goes for the players as the manager.
I mean, the Chelsea players will know when they see this run back that the officials somehow got a decision right. I'm not so sure how they managed to get it right, but they did.
It is Drogba pumped up. Wants to get one that counts. Here he goes. It wasn't a bad effort, but they need more than nearly moments at the moment, Chelsea.
That was a decent effort. And when Frank Lampard lets you take it, you know you must have a bit of respect for him, and Frank obviously does. But that situation that Fulham got caught in there with high up the pitch, that's exactly tailor-made for Drogba to run in behind, especially if it's Ian Pearce, because he's going to beat him, and that's something they'll have to watch very carefully. Space in behind him, and Drogba running in behind him.
Still the best part of half an hour left. Malbronk. Morte. And Paulo Ferreira. And there's Rossinia. Pembridge has done very well. Distinctly short of games. A lovely pass for Steve Malbronk, who runs at Chelsea, but Terry read his mind. What a good ball. Paulo Ferreira to Didier Drogba. Chelsea having to dig deep here. Ferreira joining in again. Rossinia stops the supply.
He's done well. You know, asked to play at left back today. Natural right-footed player. Sometimes that can help you. And I think he's defended well.
He defends again. Heads behind for the corner. Ricardo Carvalho, two Chelsea players going for the header flick on, which was dropping into the net until Boa Morte kept it out. Comes back to Essien. Lampard. Smacked away by Boa Morte. Fulham trying to push out. Oh, Collins, John. I think he was trying to do that, but it went back to Volts. Lovely ball. Mike Dean looked as though he had given the goal. So, right, and Volts was leaning towards it with an arm. Duff crossing that really stretched Pembridge. All his know-how.
Well, pressure's mounting, and you just get the feeling that every set play Chelsea gets, more and more has been asked to Fulham. Almost got through in the last one, cleared off the line. I actually thought Carvalho and Drogba got on each other's way for the header. Would have been a simple one had one of them got out of the way.
And it comes for Drogba. And Crossley got up an arm. Free header from Drogba, concentrating on getting it down. Banged it down into the ground.
Yeah, it's not a great header, but the bounce causes all sorts of problems. And yet again. They're riding their luck, Fulham. They are riding their luck.
A dozen corners. That's Ricardo Carvalho. And Fulham asking questions of themselves. They could easily have lost their lead then.
Well, I know it's difficult when there are changes, but they must all have people to mark. And they've got to be doing better jobs of it than that. Otherwise, they're going to stop conceding corners. Well, we looked at the referee. He had a long look at this. You can see where he's looking from. Now, ball goes in the net, and immediately every player's around him. He's saying, wait. Now that suggests to me he doesn't know. He's not sure.
So here is Damien Duff. Into Fulham, hanging on by the proverbial thread.
Well, 6 forward in that move, Chelsea. They're really throwing everything, including the kitchen sink at Fulham here. Quarter of the game left.
Essien. There was an incident here, was it Fulham against Arsenal? Mark Halsey gave a penalty and then changed his mind at the same end of the ground. Mike Dean bought himself some thinking time there, and I think we're back to how did the assistant spot it.
I mean, if Mike Dean was sure it was a handball, he would have blown his whistle and given a free kick immediately. Obviously he wasn't, he didn't know. And there is no way, I believe, that linesman from this side of the ground could have seen the hand used. But as I say, somehow they got it right.
Here's Malbrook. And it will be mentioned, I'm sure, later on, but in passing, we have the technology. We can come to the rescue. We can ensure that there are fewer miscarriages of justice. But, the referee and his assistants are not allowed to ask for television clarification.
On in matters of fact like that one, why not? It's not an opinion, it's a fact. Yes or no? Was it handball? Easy. 10 seconds, 15 seconds later, could have saved all that protesting, everything like that. That's a great clearance. That's as good as he's hit today, Mark Crossley.
He's got to go back to retrieve, and Chelsea better start from deep. And what Makelele has had to resort to. Pembridge. It's there again.
I just think it's so refreshing when you see a game like this, and Chelsea fans and might not thank me for it, but so much about football people say is predictable now. We all arrived here, pretty much everyone is not a Fulham fan, thinking, you know, the record they have here, Chelsea, record they have against Fulham, this is a run-of-the-mill 3 points. It's been anything but run-of-the-mill.
Well, if they're going to get 3 points, they're going to have to turn it around in the last 20 minutes. Great sides can do that. Title-winning sides can do that.
We're getting to the stage where maybe Chris Coleman's thinking, fresh, how tired am my team going to be? They've certainly been without the ball for the majority of the second half.
Here comes Terry. Duff. That's the Revolts. That's a heavy touch by Zat Knight, and it's a waste by Frank Lampard. Man who always scores against Fulham for Chelsea.
Well, that's the best chance he's had. Zat Knight's a lucky boy. He talked about his sure touch. That's when his decisions just let him down. It's not an easy pitch. Why not just club that into the stand somewhere?
Well, that's what Chris Coleman,
You know what I mean?
the Fulham coaches have been telling him to do. Here comes Heider Helgeson. No goals for Collins John today. Certainly a good chance in the first half. Denied by an accident save when he was one-on-one with Petr Cech. Helgeson with a sore knee. But he's got 20 minutes in him. And he's a really aggressive forward. He and McBride have been the first choice partnership for good time through the winter months. The two goal scorers at Stamford Bridge on Boxing Day. There they are.
Offside. Ian Pearce won that, you know. He took a chance because he wasn't sure where Zat Knight was. Just as the kick was played, he stepped a yard in front of Drogba. Watch him, there he goes. Thinking all the time, that's good experience. Then the hand goes up, so he asks the linesman the question.
Well, there have been a few teams from the Championship trying to get Ian Pearce away from Craven Cottage, but he hasn't played that much. And Chris Coleman's hung on to him. And he is playing a big part in Fulham hanging on to this lead. McBride, there were a couple to the left too. McBride catching Essien in possession. Boa-Morte. Fulham looking for a second win here. And above all, a second goal.
You know, it's been a really good team performance, but, you know, the captain, Luis Boa-Morte, it's probably been as ineffective a game that I've seen him have. You know, he's almost been in the periphery of the game. Got the goal, of course he has, but, you know.
Going down. Actually been playing most of his best football for Fulham in the last couple of years infield rather than wide on the left. And here he is. Some clever work there, Rossinia.
Well, that's when you take a gamble if you're Brian McBride. You know you want to run on the defenders. He did that. went into the middle of the goal, came from where he was stood.
Essien gives it away. Foul by Michael Essien. Oh, that's an extraordinary statistic, isn't it?
Well, they're getting their money's worth, the majority. And there's a big contingent of Chelsea fans behind the other goal. We're wondering, have the team got a goal in them?
It's even longer, of course, since Chelsea were beaten here when George Best was a Fulham scorer in the second division.
Henry Wilkins.
Yes.
It's even more extraordinary.
Yeah. Skillingly and Rossini.
No, these are dangerous. I think every time they give a free kick away, it causes a problem.
And these are particularly difficult ones to deal with if Damien Duff puts it into the right area.
Well, you'd expect
hit that space. In it goes. I find this in the end raised. It didn't go up straight away.
Well, that's it. This new rule of waiting to see who actually meets the ball before you flag, is it in that area? You can see that quite clearly. There's a couple of them offside. And as it goes in, Crespo looks like he's going to get it, and I think it's both the players, Crespo and Drogba, the ones who are offside, so the official's right. But it's a frustrating rule, that, for players and fans alike.
Simple layoff to Brown that he couldn't come up with. Duff, who didn't see the first half. Duff and Drogba brought on after just 25 minutes. Two tactical changes. Joe Cole and Sean Wright-Phillips taken off. Slight jawed with disbelief. Carvalho brought on at half-time. Chelsea avoided injury in the second half, but they still haven't yet avoided the ignominy of being behind. 15 minutes to go. A rare break on this eventful afternoon to tell you that on Monday night Southampton play Watford. You can see that live from the Championship, Sky Sports 1. And then from the FA Cup quarter-finals from St Andrews, Birmingham against Liverpool from 7 on Tuesday. You might remember the last time Fulham won here. If you don't know, Jimmy Hill.
This is a really, really good test for both these sides. I mean, it's a great test for Chelsea. Getting into the last 15 minutes of a match. 1-0 down. Don't want to lose, don't want to give Manchester United any little chink of hope that they might slip up. And for Fulham, 4 defeats in a row against 4 of the big boys, really. And now they have a chance of a fantastic scalp for Chris Coleman's side. Can they hold on? Those are the two big questions.
Crespo. Drogba, but it's not really control built up by Chelsea.
I don't think there's any surprise that twice as much of the attacking has been done by Chelsea, chasing the game.
Terry, cleared by Gallas. They'll have to take even more risks, Chelsea. One thing they can be sure of, there's no real explosive pace to run in behind if they just go one-on-one at the back. Now Bronk. Here's McBride, who's dropped into the left of midfield for the moment. Good encouragement from Chris Coleman in the technical area.
Well, I think they're just dropping in anywhere. They find themselves, Fulham players now.
Helgeson. Terry can do.
It's a clever ball, man. It was never running out of play. He knows that somebody's got to deal with it from Chelsea. Cross came the skipper. Nowhere to go. Buys a bit of time. And I keep thinking back to Collins Jones' opportunity.
There's Rossini. Malbrook comes out to Boamorte. Collins Jones couldn't add to Boamorte's goal in that first half chance. Still a feeling that Fulham might need another one. But, increasing that sense of desperation to go with the urgency from Chelsea. Duff. Makalele and Lampard. 4 players of Chelsea are all around the ball, but they have spread it to Paulo Ferreira. Duff trying to come around the back as a little flick away by Brown. And Duff wants someone to throw it to. Time isn't exactly the friend of Chelsea here. Beaten at Manchester United, beaten at Middlesbrough.
With another corner. Another opportunity.
Drogba looking as though he's going to get free. He had a swipe at it with his left foot. Makalele, but that's straight at the goalkeeper. Crossley just wanting as much time as the law allows him for Fulham to get some players forward, but then he's kicked it out, and it didn't matter how many players were forward. We talk about Collins John and the Petr Cech save, but of course Crossley made a fantastic stop himself from Duff. It's a miscue by Volts and Lampard. See what he was looking for, but there was nothing to aim at because Crossley hadn't committed himself.
Well, he's going to linger up there more and more. Last 10 minutes, Frank Lampard. He's not going to take too much attention to defending. Playing just behind the front guys. Look at his strike.
Essien's ball is too long.
Not many on target. I think that's it. Well, whether you compliment Fulham for getting people in the way, and Chelsea have just been a little wasteful in attempts at goal.
I don't think anyone's ever done it, Andy, but I'm always interested in looking at the statistics of what would be final scores after 80 minutes.
It would be vastly different, as you know,
wouldn't it?
as you know,
we've seen so many twists and turns late on. Last 10 minutes can be so decisive. Crespo, of course, started Chelsea's season with a very late winner at Wigan. His first late-ish corner here at Craven Cottage.
Well, they've threatened, I have to say, they've threatened every time they've had a corner second half. They've almost got a head on it, and they've got a head on it. They just haven't found a telling touch, Chelsea, I guess.
Crespo heads on. Knight comes back to Crespo. A terrific piece of defending by Pearce.
Threat again, isn't it? I mean, it's scrambling defence. It's throwing your body in front of it. Because Chelsea are just getting to every ball that's played in. The first touch is normally someone in blue who's getting it.
At that time, Rossini has to try and play it back. It really wasn't quite what he had in mind. Essien can charge it down. Boamorte. Duff having to do the defending. Well, throwing all in the kitchen sink. Mark Crossley's goal. Over McBride. Helgeson didn't quite get there. Terry touches it on, and John Terry takes it on. Duff. Nice little deep starting position, so there was no one who could really go outside Duff. So Fulham get time to regroup. Essien, that might at full height. Please can't win it against Drogba, but going up again, Drogba. A word across with Gallas, I think.
I think he's just asking Gallas if he gets it there, then deliver it. Look for the angle ball.
We talked about Crespo starting the season with a late winner. What about Gallas last weekend?
Well, that's what Fulham know. The champions play 90 minutes and longer if necessary.
But Jose Mourinho's tactics will certainly be under scrutiny in those early changes. He gave up on his starting formation much earlier than any manager I can think of in Premiership years. Terry, Makalele.
John Terry must only be a minute or so away from playing up top. The Chelsea skipper will be tossed up there if they don't get one in the next couple of minutes of this match.
We're seeing it. McBride. And Bronk.
If he'd have played that first time, you know, as it bounced over the top, and McBride might have been in.
Gallas.
Oh, we're getting excited, Fulham fans.
He did what Drogba asked. He certainly knocked it up. Now it's Duff. Three in the middle for Chelsea. Lampard. Terry's on the move as well, but it's Essien. Now Duff. Can't get across in. He wants a handball. He certainly wants to throw. He's got that. John Terry sent forward. Terry again. And it's Volts. That harrowing time against Arsenal. Very different circumstances here, and that was a little bit late from Essien.
To be fair to Essien, I think he's pulled out of this. It's just one of those. Brown clears it and he gets his foot out of the way just in time. But they'll take the free kick.
Trying to cheer them across the finishing line. After 4 consecutive defeats, remember. And then you come face to face with the champions. And their wonderful record on this ground. Gallas. That Knight goes across. Helgeson, very good in the air, and that was a marvellous layoff. Now Bronk. Been so crucial to Chris Coleman's battle plan today. That's a cross in. Cavalier can only head it out to Pembridge, who's already struck the outside of a post, and gives Petacek work to do. Long range.
Good hands from the goalkeeper. The inactive, totally second half, really.
Lampard. Now Duff. A bit of a slip by Volts. Duff gets better ground. Terry lets it run. Wasn't the right decision. Here's Helgeson.
I don't think John fancied swinging a leg at that. I don't think it was there to be hit for him. He was just hoping someone was behind him.
Well, it means so much. Staying in the Premiership, that's the target for Fulham. And have been questions asked. Even talk about Chris Coleman being asked to make alterations to his coaching staff the last couple of months of the season. He won't do that, I can tell you. He'll stand by Steve Keane and the others, and if they go, he'll go. He's that kind of fella. Now Crossley's got a big catch to make, and there's nothing Crespo can do to force an error out of him. is just an extra midfield man. Rossignol with a sign of panic. Essien, and Pearce twisting, and he's got constant hamstring and back problems, Ian Pearce. That's why he doesn't play too regularly. He adjusted well. Oh, Malbranc. Just what Fulham need.
Yeah. Top class, that. Last couple of minutes of the match. I wouldn't say they're hanging on, that would be wrong. That suggests they're getting hammered here and they're capped in the edge of their own box. They're not. But it's a lovely release. If someone does that and wins a free kick.
Christian Val, whose best position is holding midfield player in front of the back four. That was Malbronc's last act of the match. Standing ovation for him.
I think that Christian Val might end up playing in the back four. They've gone three big ones up top. Crespo, Drogba, Terry. I guess they need to supplement that with a bit of height, but he hasn't. And I would suggest stay pretty close to your two centre-backs.
How many Fulham players are in that penalty area? One eventually. Helgeson.
Keep the ball. Yeah. Well done.
Minute to go plus added time. 19 added on 3 minutes at the end of the first half. Helgeson.
I have to say, this little bit here, I know there might be inviting pressure, but a lot of teams would just love aimlessly forward and hope for the best, but they've kept 30 seconds in that little corner, kept it away from the goal. Now they've won it back again.
Here's McBride. That was maybe a bit fancy for the circumstances. Cambridge. I'll just think about playing this down towards the corner. Not quite get the angle on it.
I can tell you, I've just sneaked a look over there, and there's going to be 4 extra minutes.
Here's a check from the throw, and he can't pick the ball up. Christian Valley's in there to win those sort of balls. Playing his play for Monaco and Marseille.
The Fulham fans can't believe it, man. They looked across from where we are. They just can't believe that 4's gone up.
And it's Crespo and it's Terry. Sometimes you can have too many players forward. Duff. Lampard, pulled even, coming together, says Mike Dean, between Duff and Volts. Helgeson that could lay off again. Volts finding some extra energy. Fulham won a free kick from that. There's no sense of advantage here.
Well, I thought Essien pulled Volts' arm back there again.
Volts has to go back. 3.5 minutes left. Another ball for Pearce to try and win, but he's got John Terry for company. And there's Drogba, blue shirts everywhere. A terrific cross. Terry!
What a save! How old is he?
36.
Well done.
Still going strong. Mark Crossley.
It's probably there to be saved when you see it again. But it's just dipping under. You can see that.
Injury time at Craven Cottage. Duff. Corner, Terry goes in again. It's Zat Knight who gets the touch this time. Drogba. Notch up yet another corner.
Well, they're going to take a short one here. Oh, Drogba's missed the trick.
Yeah, it was on, and it's still on actually. Now Drogba's run away from it. Lampard. Comes out to Makalele. Comes out to Damien Duff. Foul. Free kick to Fulham. A few more seconds pass.
Jumping with the arm up, I think.
Well, said he was playing for his future, really.
Now,
He's done very well, Mark Crossley.
Isn't that typical of John Terry? Super save. Look at the behind the goal. The Chelsea fans agonisingly close. But so are Fulham, agonisingly close. It's a real big victory. First in the Premiership it would be.
It would be the first top division victory over Chelsea since 1960 on this ground for Fulham.
Oh, Gallas is
their free kick.
Thrown into that.
And Mike Dean and Andy Williams, the assistant, almost in the thick of the squabbling here. When you say he must go down fighting. This is not what that expression means.
Well, the ball's tangled under Damien Duff's. We're a long way away from it. And then Gallus went in very, very strongly. And that started it off.
Well, he's had a significant discussion with one of his assistants about whether a goal should stand. Now he's got to call on the judgment.
I was just going to say, if I was Fulham, I'd get back and defend. Get set, have a chat with each other. Gallus will be the one to take over, there's no doubt about that.
And what colour is this going to be? It's red. That goes from bad to worse for Chelsea. And now the Chelsea players and this haranguing of officials is something that the FA are trying hard to stamp out. But Gallus is on, it's a long walk back towards the cottage where the dressing rooms are. Well, he was the hero last weekend with a last-minute winner here. The last act of this game sees him dismissed. And 3 games, the likely suspension for a key Chelsea player. He'll be out of the FA Cup quarter-final, that's for sure.
He's wanting someone else. Essien, is it?
Well, it looks like it.
Oh, he's just thrown his arms up and walked away.
It's been an unbelievable afternoon from Chelsea's point of view.
That was a Makalele. We're not quite sure.
Yellow card for Makalele.
Well, it's probably born out of frustration, this incident. And again, it's only, the lines is right next to it, so we can only judge. There's when it gets tangled in there. Now, watch, Gallus comes flying in there and really does Helgeson. Really comes over the top. It's an awful challenge.
There's going to be no video evidence to spare William Gallas. And Fulham just need to work this short and let Mike Dean blow the final whistle. It's McBride. Essien somehow gets it forward, but only to Pembridge, who's, for the first time, his touch wasn't an assured one. He's had a brilliant game. He's not alone in the Fulham ranks. Here goes Boa Morte, close to being hailed as the match winner. He is the match winner. Fulham make a massive step towards safety, and in doing so, prolong the Premiership title race. The champions haven't got their hands back on the trophy just yet. Up and at 'em, Chris Coleman. That's what he promised. And his players have delivered a real shock here. Controversy has been in the air all afternoon. John Terry penalised early on, should have been for a penalty given. Drogba thought he had equalised. Not given. Gallas gave a nasty sting in the tail to the game and sent off. Mourinho made his changes and it didn't work for him today. And he'll be called into question. He gambled really in the first half by making 2 substitutions after 25 minutes. And in the end, Chelsea had nowhere to go. They still lead by 12, but Manchester United have a game in hand. Still have that match at Stamford Bridge with a chance to close the gap. While Chelsea's players were hit in the pockets at Cheltenham on Wednesday. They can deal with that, but they've been hit where it really hurts in the Premiership point stakes at Fulham today. They're dancing here. The Craven Cottage aficionados, that's what it means. It's been such a long time since they've seen this happen against their neighbours. It is Fulham 1, Chelsea 0.
Well, that's extraordinary. They said they wanted 8 points for survival. There's 3 of them. 5 to come then for Fulham. What an afternoon at Craven Cottage. There was a suggestion earlier that this was a pleasant run out for these two. Not so. That was an absolute stormer. And Fulham keep producing results at home. That's 32 points of their 35 have come here. and they move above both Middlesbrough and Aston Villa into 14th. At the top, Chelsea beaten by Manchester United, by Middlesbrough, and now by Fulham. And as you can see, 12 points it is. Manchester United have a game in hand. Game on. Fabulous league. Any day, any team can beat any other. Monday night, Southampton play Watford, 7:30 start, Sky Sports 1. Tuesday, it's the FA Cup, Birmingham against Liverpool, 7 o'clock, Sky Sports 1. Wednesday, Germany play the United